Lunch with Leah, episode 408. Here's Leah.
Let me glam myself up from the warehouse. Licking and sticking boxes for your cosmetic skincare pleasure. So what's new? Well, RJ and Roy and I went to see this movie called Midway. I thought it was good. It was okay. It was kind of like a little lesson in history, but it wasn't great. Roy Jr., did you love that movie, Midway, or you just liked it? Thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. Did you see it?
It was a surprise upset at the box office this weekend.
Oh, it was?
Because Dr. Sleep, which is the new Stephen King book, came out and it had great reviews and it flopped.
Really?
Yes.
Well, no, I mean, this was one of those, it wasn't a gory war movie. I will say that. It wasn't gory. So in that respect, it was good. Like that Saving Private Ryan, I could never watch that again. Or the Born on the 4th of July, I could never watch that again. So it was a kind of a feel-good revenge movie, but it wasn't, whatever. So then on Memorial Day, did anybody do anything fabulous?
You mean Veterans Day?
Veterans Day, sorry, Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Veterans Day, what'd everybody do?
I stayed home.
Well, Jason was in Paris.
Well, I came here and worked for a few hours, actually.
Oh, good.
Got ready for our event last night.
Oh, yeah, our big event. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So Roy Jr., Roy, and I went to lunch with Michael Avenatti, and we sat and gossiped for an hour or two. That's it. And then I worked in the morning, and then Roy Jr. went to the gym, and, we just had a regular day. But I was touched by, all the tributes to the veterans. And I was just noticing how the regard that America used to have for veterans compared to where it is today has shifted. They are now deporting decorated war vets because they're DACA recipients, or they're here on green cards, or they're here with work visas. And so they go to war, they fight, and they think America's going to take care of them, and they come back, maybe missing a limb, maybe missing the birth of a baby in their family, and they're getting deported. That just broke my heart. And I just thought the hypocrisy of having all these Veterans Day parade and taking all this pride and acting like we're taking care of these veterans when the VA is screwed up, people can't get the medical help that they want because it's not funded and organized properly. And then on top of that, you go serve for the country, you come back, you don't get taken care of. A lot of them are sleeping on the streets. A lot of them have injuries. A lot of them have mental problems. And then on top of that, if you're not born in America and you go fight a war for us, you can come back and instead of getting benefits, you can get deported. What is wrong with the way people think? How do you wrap your head around thinking that's okay? That's not a political Republican, Democrat. That is not a political issue. That is a
American human issue.
Rights issue. You go fight for a country, you get to stay here and have benefits for it. Only 1% of Americans actually go and enlist in the military. So what incentive does anyone have? They don't get taken care of when they get back. I think it's just horrible. But anyway, I mean, everybody in my family, I can't even tell you, my nephew's in the Air Force right now. All my uncles served, my grandfather served. It was like a big tradition, and it was like everyone was like willing to make the sacrifice. But I don't know why you would make the sacrifice in today's world, because you get trashed when you come back and then you don't get taken care of. And then the hypocrisy of Washington, we love our vets. The other one, Trump promising that $2 million to the vets organization when he had that big fundraiser opposite something he didn't want to go to that everyone else was having, a debate or whatever it was he didn't want to go to. So he goes and has a veterans fundraiser, uses them as a prop to raise $2 million. We're going to take care of the veterans. We don't want to go to your stupid political thing. Runs it through his foundation. Turns out he didn't give it to the veterans. I mean,
he probably bought a painting of himself.
I just can't understand. I mean, it makes me
hanging
ill,
in the
really.
ballroom at the Doral.
What happened to, just common decency? I don't know. So anyway, we went to the Watch What Crappens event in Fort Lauderdale. James and I, Jason couldn't go because he had to go to that boring place called Paris, but we went to Fort Lauderdale on the train. But we did go first class, and I loved the train experience. Called the Bright Line.
Yeah, the Virgin Bright Line.
Okay. So, is that by Virgin? Oh, I
they
didn't know
bought it. They just bought it.
Well, then it's going to be ran
It's going to even be better.
Yep. So 1, it wasn't very crowded. 2, everything's meticulously clean and organized and on time. 3, it's bright and happy, and it's a happy feeling when you get there. You get waited on. They have, like in the VIP lounge, if you buy a $25 first class round trip ticket, oh my God, the prices are so cheap. Fort Lauderdale, we were there in 35 minutes.
In rush hour traffic from Miami to Fort Lauderdale
that would be
at 5 o'clock,
hours.
at least.
And then we get off the train and we walk right over to the venue. I mean, it couldn't have been better. The only bad thing about it was the last train back was at 10, and we would have liked to stay till 10:30 because we'd like to see Ronnie and Ben a little more and hang out, but it was fun. And the event was fun. I mean, I opened my big mouth. You know, they called me up on the stage. They didn't tell me they were going to. I go, well, should I be prepared? No, we're just going to ask you some questions. So somebody reported on their blog that we won't promote the transcript of what I said. And when the transcript, it sounded kind of shady. But on the stage, I was being sarcastic.
Right.
So
it had a different tone.
It had a completely different tone because I was making light of Beverly Hills Housewives. Oh, they shop and superficial and Botox. I was just making fun of them, like hilarious making fun of them. But when you see it in print, it's like you're just really throwing them shade. So I felt bad about it.
You said like 2 minutes later, too, that would be the one you would fit in on. So I thought you were making fun of yourself, too. It was like funny. But,
and by the way, that's one of my favorite ones. I love the show. But I made it sound like the girls don't really do anything, and every one of those girls work their ass off. Let's be honest. I mean, of course, it's the kind of life, kind of work people want. Movie star work, married to a movie star work, standing in stadiums all over the world in $1 billion of clothes, singing, dancing. I mean, it's not working in the warehouse like I am over here, licking and sticking envelopes.
It's definitely aspirational.
Yeah, so it's a different kind of work, but they work. So I made light of it. I felt kind of bad because I love those girls and I love the show. Anyway, RJ and I are going to the wedding in Texas in New Braunfels. We're going to go to Austin, then we're going to go to New Braunfels to a wedding, then we're going to go to San Antonio, and then we're going to come home before Thanksgiving because my nephew is getting married. And so we're going to do that. And then Friday night, we have a fundraiser at our house for Charlie Crist, who's a representative for the House of Representatives. And we'll have 40 or 50 people there. We'll put out the champagne, the hors d'oeuvres, and the red wine. And we won't be using paper plates. We don't do that. And, well, let's hope he gets back into the House of Representatives. He's very popular in Florida. I don't think he'll have any problem. He used to be a Republican, and he said the party left him, and he became a Democrat. But he's really a very moderate Democrat. You know, I like him a lot. Then, did you guys watch the People's Choice Awards?
A little bit.
Well, I went back and forth because, you know, I can't stay away from the news more than a minute. But they had some interesting things. Jennifer Aniston won, like, I guess, a favorite icon award or something. Like, she's one of, like, and she gave a little speech, which she was cute and everything, but I felt like she missed the moment. I felt like she could have made a much more empowering speech than she did because she's an actress. She could have written it out and memorized it. She did acknowledge all of her success stems from the iconic Friends show, and she acknowledged all those people, gave them all the credit for everything she ever did. But I just felt like she could have she could have seized the moment a little better. But she was cute. She did a great job. Pink got the People's Champion.
I saw that. Award. She was great.
I love her because her whole speech was about, you know, having a purpose in life and helping other people and making your mark and doing things to help the world.
Being kind.
She was great. Yeah, being kind. She was amazing. I couldn't pick one of her songs out of a lineup, but she's great.
Oh
she's cute. I just don't know her music that well. Then Gwen Stefani got the Icon Style Award.
They've only given it away twice, so she got it.
I didn't know that. But I've got to tell you, it's a particular kind of taste.
Yeah.
It's a particular kind of taste.
She, you know, when she was in her group, No Doubt, and then the Hakajuru Girls, and the whole thing that she was doing back then. So she's always been kind of on the edge.
She's always been into style and on the edge, but it is a different kind of style. It works for a pop star and a rock star. But can you imagine me or one of my girlfriends walking down the street and wearing one of those costumes. No, I can't. I can't. But anyway, good for her. I love her. She's adorable.
You've got some comments coming in here.
Success, yeah.
Let's hear it. Jonathan Addy says, go to Stubbs and Barbecue in Austin. It's a must. I didn't want to miss that. Stubbs Barbecue in Austin.
Stubbs Barbecue.
Tubbs.
Oh my God. RJ will eat all that stuff. It's too greasy for me.
Lisa Moore said, no paper plates ever, please. I've missed you, Leah. And Alex Pletcher says, I'm sorry, but Jennifer Aniston is not an icon.
She's adorable. She's cute. She's had a lot of success. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. I mean, good God bless her.
Listen, I heard somebody the other day, they were talking about her being like a movie star, and then someone that they were sitting across said, is she really?
But she has made a lot of films. Let's give credit where it's due. She's a great little actress. Yeah. You know, now that I think about it, she's got that new morning show out. I'm probably the network lobbied to get her that award to promote that show. That probably had something to do with it. Maybe. You know, it's all about revenue. Yep. Then Blake Shelton got the Country Star of the Year. I thought he was cute. He said, well, I'm glad I did because everybody at my table got a trophy, but me, I'm starting to feel left out. He's so funny. I love him. And he and Gwen Stefani together, I mean, this is such an eye-opener. First of all, I think it's fabulous. They're madly in love. I can't keep their hands off each other. Gushy, gushy, gushy. But they are complete opposites. Yeah. You're talking rock star Beverly Hills, boots up to your thighs, 7-inch heels, and a guy that like me, only wears jeans. I mean, imagine her going from Orange County or California, wherever she is, on the beach, and the way she dresses, to Oklahoma, to the barn, milking the cows. And I bet her kids love it because I know when RJ was little and he's taken him to Texas all the time, I mean, his eyes were big as saucers. All he could talk about the riding the horses and, you know, the cattle, and we went to the rodeo. And the kids just love all that. So I bet her kids are just loving that Oklahoma scene thing that they got.
Jennifer Hall says Pink is such an empowering woman. Love her. I have to agree too. I love Pink.
Amazing. And then Jimmy Fallon got the late night award. He always gets some award.
Did you see Kevin Hart?
No, I missed that part.
It was really good. And you know what? He came out and he was like talking about how, you know, the accidents really made him notice what to be thankful for in life, and moments like what right then where the people had recognized him, and he said, you know, the support has just been overwhelming for him, and he really, you could tell he's changed. You can tell he's a little changed.
He's had now what, 2 warnings.
Yes.
So when you get strike 2, you better wake up. Someone's sending you a message. Wake up, baby. Yeah. So anyway, and then what was that? Oh, then I did this. Oh my God, the Polished Woman, www.latatalkradio.com. I did this interview with them like back in the summer. And it was on at 1 o'clock yesterday. If you want to hear it, which I don't, I definitely don't want to hear what I had to say at the time. Who knows who I offended? www.latalkradio.com, called The Polished Woman. She was lovely.
Yes.
And the show's great.
And your friend Max Tucci, I think, is the producer.
He's the one that hooked it up. Yeah. And the show's won some big awards. Yeah. And so it was fun. And she's adorable. And I love Max. And it was fun. But I just can only imagine who I offended at the radio. You know, my big mouth, I just don't read it myself. It's a problem.
That's why you were a good housewife.
Is that
right? No filter.
Stubbs Barbecue. I wrote it down. No filter. And then RJ and I put together a gym upstairs on our outdoor patio now. So he has the boxing thing, the free weights, the benches. We made a little gym. So now when he can go to the gym when he wants, or he can work out at home when he wants. So that's nice. It was fun. We did it together.
Hey, RJ, Versace has boxing gloves, and in case you want to get some of those for your gym.
They're very expensive. Hurry up and get those packages out. Wrap up that eye cream, poor thing. Starting January, he's going to be going to college. He's going to be learning. Here, he's learning a different kind of learning.
Yeah, he's learning life.
Ask me anything questions. MOUNAXOXO. Would you come to Canada? Oh, I love Canada. I spend a lot of time in Montreal, Toronto, the other side over there,
Vancouver.
When I used to sell my skincare and cosmetics up there, and I did seminars for women up there, and I spent a lot of time up there. I loved it. I loved the French Canadians. I loved the Montreal. I loved the underground shopping. I loved the change of seasons. I liked the people. I mean, I would have 100, 200, 300, 500, 1,000 women show up for my seminar. So they were very good to me in Canada. So I need a reason to go there. I don't have a reason to go there. Otherwise, I would. Roy goes there a lot. I think he had a client up there or something. Oh, no, he has an investigation regarding a client here up there. J.B. Colick, what do you suggest for men as far as skincare? Honestly, exactly the same thing as for women. All this hoopla about your skin being different is just not true. A good skincare is a good skincare. Now, having said that, men are not going to do the traditional routine that women do. So you have to wash, exfoliate, and moisturize. If nothing else, wash, exfoliate, moisturize. Exfoliate every other day, maybe every third day if you shave, because you don't, you already kind of get rid of the dead cells. But the exfoliation also cleans through the pores. But if you really want to have that glow, then you use the serum and the eye cream. And that's good for the lines, the wrinkles, the puffs, the bags, and get that glow. So women think, oh my God, he must have had a good night. And then the mask, men like that mask because it does iron out the lines and wrinkles. That's been our #1 seller since 1984. And you get 8 to 10 facials in one tube. So when you buy it, you're like, if you use your podcast promo, you're talking about $6 or $7 a facial. You're going to spend $200 that same facial in a top salon. So that's been our #1 product forever. But the eye cream may surpass it, huh?
And it's pre-mixed now. So
you just you don't have to mix it. It's just in a tube. Alan Rothschild, oh my God, the last name.
We love him.
We love him. Thank you for signing my book, as well as Jason and James. You three provide such joy. Well, James and I do. Jason's trotting off to, Paris.
Having his own joy.
James and I, yes, we're still working hard. What is my favorite food meal? Oh my God, I love a really great salad. I don't eat meat, chicken, or any kind of animal, but seafood. So I like a really great salad, and I like it either with like salmon maybe on it. I love a good salad. That's good. Now for junk, I love chocolate-covered almonds. Those are my favorite. I could live on those. Mommy Beerest. That's a cute name. B-E-R-E-S-T. What do you drink? A lot of beer?
That's what I was thinking when I saw that. Mommy Beerest.
Oh, I saw you in Fort Lauderdale and you were great. You made the cardigan you were wearing. Who made the cardigan I was wearing? What was I
think she saw a photo, but I think she meant the scarf. I think she meant the McQueen. You had the McQueen scarf with the skulls.
Alexander McQueen. Yeah. This is Hermes. I just wear scarves because it dresses up your jeans. If you put on good jewelry, good scarves, and a nice handbag, you can camouflage your blue jeans and t-shirts.
That's Leah's fashion tip.
That's my fashion tip. Yes, Alexander McQueen. Okay. Lisa Levine 5. And thanks for coming, by the way, Mommy Beerus. That's a very cute name. What is our favorite fall lipstick color? I like the nudes, so I would go with a darker nude, like a tan, with a lip gloss over it. I think the nudes are more flattering. When you see this woman put this big bright red lips on, that's all you see, and every flaw comes out. And for me, with a warm skin tone, you want a lip color that has a warm undertone, which would be, your oranges and your orange reds and your tans. If you have the white kind of skin that looks great with platinum hair and blue undertone, then you want the cool colors. So then you could get a cool color of a neutral. So I always just go by that. And then lip gloss. I think the lip gloss makes everything happen. Lip liner, lip gloss, and a natural full lip. Housewives galore. Do you think Mommy Housewives was a case study for Bravo on launching new franchises, and that's why it went away? New contract structures requirement that were not in place when they were filming in Miami. I would say that's not why it went away, because it launched the same year Beverly Hills did, so that wouldn't be why it went away. I think it went away for other reasons.
We've got comments coming in.
Okay.
Lisa Moore says, opposites attract. And she says, kudos to Blake and Gwen for keeping it real.
Yeah.
Nancy Carver said, God taps you on the head first, then slaps you in the face.
See that, Kevin, yeah.
Joanna Vivalo says, you should come to Canada and hang out with her, and you two could do a book signing together.
Oh, yeah. I'd probably sell 2 books. I wouldn't be able to even pay my luggage there.
And they're saying, come to Cleveland. They would love for you to do a seminar there. And Jennifer Hall says, I've got my hubby using your eye cream now, and I'm going to have to start ordering more.
Well, if you want me to do a seminar in Cleveland, you got to tag Jeff Lewis on his Instagram and say, do seminar in Cleveland with Leah because he's the one that can make it happen. I've told him I'll do one with him, but he hasn't asked. The full moon glow up that we went to last night. Well, James and I went. Of course, Jason, getting over jet lag, didn't go. So we did all the heavy lifting and all the work again. And so there were like 70, 80, 100 women doing yoga. We had our booth up with our skincare, handbags, and jewelry. And the psychic was there. I listened to her for like about 20 minutes and then I left because I wanted to get home to prepare for my podcast and not miss any more news. But it was fun. It was a fun event. And so if you guys are ever interested, you just need to get a hold of the pinkpeacock.com. There are public
Peacock.
relations.
Think Peacock.
Yeah. ThinkPeacock.com, and you can participate. It's like yoga and psychic readings and booths to buy, and it was fun. And
all under the full moon.
They had a Kettle One bar over there. Did you get any Kettle One?
Yeah, they were tasting.
Of course you did.
They were sampling the new botanical line that they have. So they have like a cucumber mint, and then they have one.
That'd be nice.
But they had one that was grapefruit rose, which I don't really like rose flavor usually, but it was really good. It's strong pink grapefruit taste.
And you know something, Jason? We're going to have a bartender for that thing with Charlie Chris. Should we have the regular liquor out there too? Because if so, we would have to get the mixers. Maybe we should just do wine and champagne.
It's always easier.
It's always easy. It's only an hour and a half. If they want to get drunk, they can go down the street to the bar after. Listen, if they want to mix their own drink, they can have all the access they want to the liquor. Did you know in that cabana we had 2 cases of champagne and white wine in the cupboards underneath? Yeah, I don't know if you bought that for RJ's graduation. We should have used that. Anyway.
Alex Pletcher wants to know if Jeff's show is coming back.
Which show?
I think they need flipping out.
I don't think he'll come back, but I think he'll have another show eventually on TV. I think Jeff is funny. He doesn't chase stuff down. If it lands on him, he'll do it. And that's kind of what it is. I mean, he's got a few projects in the mix, and if they come together, they come together. If not, he's happy doing radio, and if not, he's happy decorating houses. He's kind of like me in that way. He's not going to chase it down, but he is great for TV. He's great for radio, too, by the way.
He's good on both. Nancy Carver says, are you watching the impeachment? A lot of people are. Marcella Bernetti, everybody.
I sat out in the car on the radio until I came here. I'm glued to it. As soon as I get off, we're turning it on again. Royalty.
It'll be a short podcast today.
That's too short. In royalty news, 93-year-old Queen Elizabeth decided to stop wearing fur. So the comment was, I guess her 101 corgis are happy. Yeah. But, that's the way I feel about the fur thing. I wouldn't buy it today, but if you have it, you have it. It's already done. Yeah. You may as well wear it. But I wouldn't buy it today. Yeah. There was a time when I did buy it. When I used to go to Prague, I bought fur because it was damn freezing 90 degrees below over there. And, you go over there with a regular coat, you're freezing, so you walk in the store and buy a fur. But that was like years and years ago. Knowing everything I know today, I would not buy it, but I would not throw away what I have. Let's put it that way. Probably let other people wear it or wear it in red states where they don't care. The Countess of Wessex made a Women's Peace, Security, and Prevention of Violation in Women Conflict Initiative is a center pillar for her work that's going to be coming over the next few years. I don't even know who the Countess of Wessex is. So they've got, the royal family's big, so you only hear about the ones in the royal, like immediate royal family, but they're all trying to do good things. They're all doing good things around the world. They're all having forums and speeches and doing charity events. God bless the royal family. I don't know. I don't think anyone should criticize them. I think it's a tradition, and I also I like it. I don't want them to lower their royal protocol anymore. Like now you see them hugging a little and shaking hands a little more. I love the tradition of the bow to the queen, don't touch royalty. I love it all. I think it's just fabulous. So just stick with it. Somebody's got to raise the bar, because in this country, raising the bar is just not cussing and swearing in the public square.
And in related news, The Crown comes on this week. The new season starts this weekend, I think, on Friday or something.
What's it on Netflix?
On Netflix, yeah. Season 3. It's getting rave reviews, too.
But I heard it was short.
It's the new cast. I think there's 8 episodes,
can't wait. So now Madonna fan is suing her for being late to her own concert. So they called the concert at 8:30. They said, be sure you get there early because of the long lines of security. And then they said it would start at 10:30, and then it actually wound up starting at 12:30 in Las Vegas. Now, I've got to be honest. If I got somewhere at 8:30 and a concert started at 12:30, I would have left around about 30 minutes after it was supposed to start and asked for a refund. I'm not going to wait that long. Now, I'm not criticizing her, because she is an icon and she can do whatever in the damn hell she wants to do. And if people want to pay for the tickets and suffer through waiting 4 hours, they can do that. It's just not something I would do. Even though I like her. I remember when I was back, when Ingrid and I were hanging out together all the time, and we went to Las Vegas and we stayed, I can't remember, she was stayed in some big hotel there, and we all had rooms there. She went on late at the concert then.
No, she's notorious for it.
It's only like an hour and a half. Now we're up to like 2 to 4 hours.
It's more than that. But remember,
it's getting worse.
She was here in Miami, like the last concert tour. I went to that, and the concert, it was stamped 8:30.
Yep.
She showed up at 1 a.m.
Yep.
On a that was the next morning, so that was Wednesday morning because it was a Tuesday night
Same
concert.
Thing here. 8:30, she showed up at 12:30.
People are also commenting here. They've waited. Eden Dominic says I waited 3 hours for her to show up in L.A.
You know, the other performers don't have. They don't go on that late. She's the latest, I think.
I wouldn't get up and walk to that stop sign to see her.
Well, I've heard the rumors of like Mariah Carey and a few people that are a little scattered, but I've never heard the 4-hour rumor before, so I don't know. Listen, girl, get it together.
She came out and said the Queen is never late. That's what she told the audience too, and they were really aggravated with her.
They must have
She took an attitude with her. They booed her and told her, started screaming refund.
Well, let's just say that she's always been controversial.
Yeah.
Walter Mercado, the famed astrologer from Puerto Rico, was buried Friday in Puerto Rico. They did this, the flag at half-staff. Now, I used to watch him on television once in a while because I lived in Puerto Rico for 5 years. I thought he was just hilarious, and he's hilarious. But I think he did all his stuff in Spanish, if I remember. But he was just such a character, anyway. So
they even did a museum exhibit here in Miami last year of all of his costumes.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, now see, he dressed like Liberace.
Yes, he was like Liberace.
But he was flaming gay in Puerto Rico when it wasn't popular to be. Yeah. And he had that big hit show. The Bay Area building is putting a mural, a huge, like 20 feet tall by 20 feet wide mural of Greta Thunberg as a climate activist, adding that to their wall. And they made her the 219 World of Year climate crisis. So representative. So that's according to The Guardian. So they now have like big celebrities up there and people that have changed the world, and they're adding her to that mural. So God bless little Greta.
People are still chiming in about Madonna. They're all saying, Nancy Carver says Elton John does not like her. Del Terry says Madonna has always been overrated. Alette Ruiz says, who does she think she is? And Raquel Glitch says, I waited 90 minutes for her. You know what I think? I think she's one of these artists that was very lucky that she got in when she did before social media and the digital space took off. And I think that if she was to come out today, she would be nothing. That's really what I think.
No, I'm not going to. Okay, that's James's opinion. I don't want to ruffle her feathers.
I don't think she would be half as big. Because the music industry's changed, and she has struggled to stay relevant the last few years.
Well, I think she doesn't do herself any favors on her social media. I think she was much more interesting when she was a little more mysterious.
Elusive.
Now, RJ, you remember we used to go to Madonna's house. We went to Rocco's birthday party when we went to a couple of their birthday parties. RJ and Rocco are the same age, and Rocco acts like a 30-year-old. I mean, he's matured a lot faster than RJ. Okay, so back to RHO's The Housewives. Let's get into the highbrow gossip. So Megan Edmonds, apparently, her husband moved into another house. She's got the 3 babies at home. She goes out on a night on the town with the girls. She has 2 glasses of wine, according to her. She comes home. Jim thinks she's drunk. She says she's not. And he calls the cops to make sure the kids are safe. What a jerk! If you think the kids aren't safe, stay there. Give her some coffee, some food until she goes to bed and the kids are asleep. Call your mother. Call her mother. Call your friend. You don't call the cops on the mother of your children because she went out and had a couple of drinks with her girlfriends when you've been gallivanting around for all those years while she's married. What a jerk.
Yeah, and I think I even read that he moved into that new house he's building because it's not even done yet, but he had to get out from wherever she is, and he took the kids, I thought.
Well, he may try to take them, but the judge is probably going to give them equal custody, but he'll give her primary custody. But Remember,
that's what he was doing. Was trying to
rumor about him having the affair with the nanny. I don't know if it's true.
It is.
But, well, he was doing sexting with somebody. Yep. So, you know, I'm sorry, Jim. Jerk. Now, on our Atlanta, I watched Atlanta the other night because I don't even know why. Sunday night, because nothing was on. Succession's not on, whatever. Kenya baby daddy cheated on her, and she had to go. She went to therapy.
Yep.
I felt sorry for her, and I'm telling you, she's turned out to be. She's the new Atlanta. It used to be, you know, what's her name, Nene. Then it was Nene and Cynthia and Phaedra and Candy, and now it's all about Kenya.
Yeah.
And now I think no, not Kenya. What's her name? Portia.
Kenda and Portia.
Portia. Yeah. I meant to say Portia, not Kenya. Portia's baby daddy cheated on her.
Correct.
So
but so did Kenya's.
Well, I don't know if he did.
We haven't got there yet.
We don't know. I love Kenya on the show. And I wish they'd bring back Phaedra. I loved Phaedra. I loved her with her little prayer cloth and then her husband getting out of jail. And I just loved her. But anyway, so I think it's going to be good. Cynthia's daughter's opening up about she's fluid in her sexuality. Translation, she doesn't know if she wants to be straight or gay. That's a new thing in the world today. You hear it all the time. Everybody's like, either way is fine. I love that. It used not to be like that. And so it's all about Portia. And Beverly Hills, apparently they're going to have 10 women. They added Camille back in because apparently there's no drama and everybody's getting along. That's what I was making fun of.
That's what they said.
At the Watch What Crappens is, they're just all having fun, enjoying their lives. It's shallow, superficial. So they brought her back. Now there's a rumor that Kim Zolciak is pregnant with her 7th child. She tweeted something, but she didn't shut it down. So either she just likes getting the drama and attention and promoting that it's a maybe and it's not true, or maybe it's true. But if she has another child, 7 children, my God, I can't even keep up with one.
I think it's 8, isn't it?
Huh?
It's 8.
Well, this said this would be her 7th.
I thought it was 8 because she had twins
I don't know.
the last time.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, maybe it's her 7th pregnancy and her 8th. I don't know. But girl. Wow, take it out once in a while.
Oh, wow. People are not happy that Camille is coming back.
I know.
We're getting a lot of comments on that.
Yeah.
And there's a reason the Atlanta is the highest rated. It's so good, Raquel Glitch said.
It is good, and it's very raw, you know?
Marcel Bernardi says, I'm going to pass this year on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I like to watch... It doesn't bother me to watch those women get along and show off their lifestyles. I think it's great. I don't think they have to fight.
Everybody
Why
doesn't
can't
have
they
to fight.
show the empowerment with each other?
Why can't it be about Rolls Royces and mansions and diamonds and a little bit of fluff instead of drama all the time?
Rich and famous.
I love it. Okay, so anyway, that's what happened there. In celebrity news, oh Lord, Sean Spicer was voted off Dancing with the Stars, Cry Me a River.
Like 6 weeks late.
So Trump tweets this big support to vote for Sean. Sean gets kicked off. He immediately deletes the tweet because he doesn't want to look like he couldn't carry him to the finish line and says, oh, good job. I mean, he is so superficial. I can't. And by the way, how do you take anybody seriously that dresses like that and acts like that on Dancing with the Stars after the press secretary? I get it. You're an entertainer. You're a celebrity. You're a housewife. You're crazy out there. But I mean, you're not in the Oval Office. It's a whole different. I don't get it, and I think it's fine if you're a professional dancer by trade. You go and get into the political life and have a life there, and then you go back to a profession. But it wasn't a profession for him. It was a show off. We're Liberace, stupid, ridiculous thing just for attention. I can't anymore.
Joanna Vivolo says it's the reason Real Housewives of Toronto was canceled. Everyone got along.
Oh, really? That's Canada for you. The classy. The book. Let's see. Then Don Jr. went to promote his book, Don Jr. called Triggered. Now let me just translate Triggered for you. I'm sending a message to all you gun owners out there that I'm gonna go kill myself some more elephants. Mm-hmm. I can't stand him. Anyway, he and his girlfriend were booed off the stage by his own fans. Not by a bunch of liberals at UCLA. All the people that went there went to buy his book and hear what he had to say. They booed him off because he refused to do Q&A. He didn't want to answer any questions. Yep. And that just tells you how calculated and how manipulative they are and how there's no transparency with the Trumps. They're hiding so many things. They're hiding everything you try to get to, they shut down. The taxes, they shut it down. Everything. It's always a secret because there's so much corruption going on.
That's right.
In news, Axios says the top 1% of American households have almost as much wealth as the middle and upper class combined. Well, I was happy for all those billionaires until I found out that 1% of them have more money than all of the rest of us combined. Yeah. When is enough enough? I mean, enough. I mean, go build a school. Go pay the teachers more money. That bugs me. The teachers don't make any money. Bugs me the firemen don't make enough money. It bugs me that they don't have enough police officers with adequate training, that they get a bunch of bullies out there that are doing things they shouldn't be doing because it's not attractive enough to get more police officers to pick from, and they don't have to do outrageous things because they're terrified all the time because there aren't enough of them. Why don't you do some good things in the world with all that money? 1% of Americans have as much wealth as all the upper class and middle class combined?
Yeah.
How much money do you need? How many airplanes do you need? How many Rolls Royces do you need? I mean, that is just obscene. I'm not a socialist. I'm a capitalist. But, I mean, Bernie makes a good point, and Elizabeth makes a good point. Unfortunately, they'll never win in the swing states, but there you have it.
And Eden Dominic says, can they send me some of that money? No, it's true. It's like,
of course they should be doing good things. Listen, they wouldn't have that money if they hadn't made it off of the American people. Nobody made that money unless they were selling goods or services or products or building for people to live in. All the money they make, they're making it off the people that are working, paying taxes, and their income that they're using their money to buy. So if you make your money off of those people, you have a responsibility to help provide for those people. I just don't get it. Like Jeff Bezos cutting off, health care for part-time workers. How many billions do you need? You have all that money because those kinds of workers ordered your products, And it's just that the greed is out of control. I liked it better when everybody had enough and a lot of people had way too much. But now when you see people living on the streets and, the opioid people want the money so bad that they purposely get people addicted to it like the cigarette industry did, greed is it's just not pretty. I can't.
I've been learning more about Tom Steyer lately. I know he was like the guy that started this whole impeachment campaign, and he's a billionaire.
Town hall. Did you watch it?
Yeah, and then I did a little research and stuff too. And then now this commercial is kind of highlighting what I'm getting ready to say is that him and his wife, they seem to be very down to earth. And they helped after the financial recession we had back in 2008, 2009. They started a bank to help the small guys and the minorities and the people that were really in trouble when the banks wouldn't give them credit loans and stuff.
He's a very good guy.
He's very smart, and he understands what we need to do to fix it. And he's someone with money who understands how
he could win the moderates. The problem is he doesn't getting the attraction that he needs to win. But he is a good guy, and
he's smart.
And not only that, he said he had pledged to himself that when he became really successful, that he was going to give half of his money away to help other people. And he's been doing that.
That's what he's been doing.
And I was very impressed with him on the town hall. I was also very impressed with Joe Biden. Did you watch his town hall?
I did.
I mean, if you don't believe that he's an honest, good guy with integrity and character and down at the salt of the earth, then something is wrong with you, whether you agree with him or not. No one has more character and integrity than him. I'm just
I even saw an opinion article this morning from CNN, and they had talked about how he is a man with heart and soul, but he is not the candidate that we need for the next election. That's what they were saying.
So, but the candidate we need for the next election is whoever can win the swing states.
Correct.
And right now, that's the one. Now, Buttigieg just moved into first in Iowa. The problem with him, he's not getting any traction with the Black American vote. And a lot of people think he's too young and experienced. I don't think any of that. I
think that's what we need. I think we need new thought processes.
Yeah, but if you can't win, it doesn't matter if you can't win. And if you can't get the Black vote, and if you can't get the left wing of the party support, you can't win. So I don't know that he can win. I love him. I donated money to him. I think he's incredible. But I just don't know that he can win. But I agree. I'm not saying Biden is the answer to everything. I'm saying Biden right now is the only one that looks like he can win the moderate and the swing states. So let him go in. You know what he ought to really do? He ought to make Hillary his VP, go in and then quit after about a month. And just say, I just wanted to give you your rightful thing that you won that was stolen from you before. So this is 30-year anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. And, you know, we used to have a piece of that wall. One of the Kennedys gave it to Roy in a frame, in a glass frame. It was stolen from our house. People just steal stuff when they come to those fundraisers. They also stole that picture of, what was his name? Roger Stone? Who's that guy that writes all the movies? Stone. Oliver Stone.
Not Roger Stone's the guy from Trump.
Yeah, they stole his photograph of him in my bathtub. There's been a lot of stuff from my house. They take little memorabilia. I don't know. Who cares?
We need to take our 5-second break, and we'll be right back.
Thank God we're out of time already.
And we're back.
Okay, so according to uberfacts.com, you'll love this. Only in Florida, this Florida man parked his car in the kitchen so it wouldn't get blown away during Hurricane Dorian. I mean, he must either have a really big kitchen or a really small car.
What is...
I am laughing so hard because I know when there's hurricanes, they always say, do you want us to go park all your cars in the parking garages, you know? And we have a wall around our house, so we just let the chips fall and pray. But I just think, can you imagine? Only in Florida would somebody think of that. It's just fucking hilarious. Then I love this one too. Ben & Jerry's is being sued for false advertising. Are you ready? So listen to this. The false advertising is that they made a claim that the milk comes from happy cows.
That's what they say because they don't use growth hormones.
But I mean, what's wrong with that? The cows are happy. They've got to be milked anyway. They aren't using chemicals and growth hormones and all those things that they do to pump up the milk. So they're happy cows. I don't think people, if you've got nothing
it's the same guy suing Madonna.
But probably, yeah, the same. There are people that just like to sue. If you don't have enough to do that you're suing for that, I mean, get a life. Okay. Then, I love this one. An American airline flight was diverted to Oklahoma because a passenger was grabbed by the crotch and filed a federal criminal complaint. So when Trump did it, that was before things changed. Now they divert the flight.
Yeah, now they just divert the flight.
Remember that woman he grabbed all over on the plane? She said had her hands like an octopus all over him. News. A double lung transplant has been so far successful on a vaping-related lung injury. So when you're a teenager and you have to have a double lung transplant because of vaping, stop vaping.
They're gonna aren't they? God. I think they're gonna outlaw that in the next couple weeks. That's on the books.
Trump said he's going to meet with the people, so it depends on what if they have any dirt on Biden.
And then all these vapors started speaking out and say they weren't going to vote for him if he did that. So maybe he probably won't.
It depends on what's best politically for him.
Yeah. He'll probably go burn some old tires.
Hermes. So this place in New Jersey, a country club in New Jersey, is suing their own staff person because a prominent lady that is a regular member there, had a pink $30,000 Birkin handbag, and the staff guy dumped, accidentally, I'm assuming, red wine on it and ruined the $30,000 handbag. So it went on in the article to say that if you think $30,000 is a lot for the handbag, that they actually had an auction where they sold one for $350,000. So I don't know. I mean, if somebody, listen, that happened to me. RJ, remember we had the orange 30 ostrich handbag that you gave me for Christmas, you and Dad, one year. And we went to that restaurant, your favorite restaurant in Los Angeles. I won't say the name because we love the restaurant. And the guy spilled iced tea on it, and I didn't know it. And we went to Hermes after that just to look around. And when I sat on the counter, I saw all that iced tea on the front of it. I spent $400 having them refurbish that bag. Mm-hmm. And I never said anything to the restaurant because I like the restaurant and the owner. But I learned my lesson. When you're in those restaurants, you have to put your bag underneath the chair, and you have to put it on your knees because you can't have it on the floor or they'll ruin them. You have to be very careful. But not all leather and Birkin does that, but the ostrich and the box is very sensitive to that.
So make sure you have all the handbags locked up before you serve red wine Friday.
Yeah, they're up in my closet. You know what? I don't even use all those
know
bags.
what? I'm sitting here thinking about that, and then I'm watching, there's this artist online, and he takes our Hermes bag, and he does all this graffiti all over it and everything, and I'm thinking to myself, you could just take it and have that done to it if that happened.
You could.
And it'd probably add the value to it, actually.
Well, depending on the artist, it would add value. In fact, remember that Japanese artist, Jason, that did all the drawings on the Louis Vuitton handbags? Remember what? And then there was also Monopoly. Yeah, what was his name? I don't know. Well, anyway, Michael Eisner represents him and knows him really well. And he told me, if you bring me one of your bags, I'll have him do some art on there. And I never did it. I should have done it. What's wrong with me? Because I'm lazy.
Alec Monopoly does it too.
You know, but it has to be a big artist. I mean, if you go down to the art store and get someone to do it, it's not going to happen.
No, it needs to be like Alec Monopoly or somebody.
Here's another one. This man killed his mother's dog because it kept him from having sex at his mom's house. You know, I never believed in the death penalty, but for that guy, I do. You kill a dog because you can have sex, death penalty. Done, it's over. Next. Nothing. I'm the judge and jury. Let's see. Oh, this is a sad story. Remember the black, first of all, the black gentleman was killed in his own home by the cop, the one that went to jail for 10 years. Then that young woman was killed in her home, or I don't remember exactly, by a cop right after that.
And one of the people that testified also was killed.
Well, he was slaughtered, but this one was killed by the cop. And her dad had a heart attack and died the other night. ABC News is reporting, because I'm sure that he couldn't handle the fact his 25-year-old daughter was killed by the cops, and he just couldn't handle it. He had a heart attack and died. I can't take it anymore. In climate news, there's been 6 years of five consecutive years, over 6 years, starting 2018, of record highs. 7,800,000 people have been forced to flee their home. Yeah. So if you don't want a refugee immigration problem, we're going to have a bigger one if we have to take care of all these refugees leaving their homes. Apparently, thousands of elephants died in the biggest drought in, I forget which country, recently. And now this Australian family, because of all those fires over there, they took in a bunch of kangaroos, and they're trying to feed them and house them in their own home to try to keep them from dying in the fires in Australia. Australia's on fire. Brazil's on fire. California's on fire.
The whole earth is on fire.
If you don't believe in climate change at this point, and if you don't believe the earth is getting hotter, I don't even know what to tell you.
We hit 90 degrees 28 days last month. It was the first time that has ever happened in Miami in October, and and then here in November we've been in the 90s and 80s every day. We've broken records consistently for the last week. Everywhere. It's been crazy, and now this cold front's coming through, and they said today there should be over 1,000 records broken up in the Northeast because of the cold weather.
You know what Trump's going to say? Yeah. Oh, there's no climate problem. Yeah. Look, it's cold again. It's snowing.
They don't understand.
Aaliyah's life lessons. Don't be a me or an I, be a we. Okay, that's my quote of the week. Here's our testimonial of the week. Oh, here it is. Susan Johnson says, Leah, your CBD skincare products are lifesavers. No more dark circles under my eyes. I've been getting facials since I was 13. Wow, that's impressive. And I've been known to use every expensive product known to man, La Mer, etc. I've never had such amazing results. Oh, I love that. I'm happy to support another female entrepreneur, and I appreciate finally having great skin and no dark circles. Thank you, Susan Johnson. Susan Johnson, thank you. Oh my God, I love that. She's been using everything, including all the expensive stuff since age 13. Remember, if you go to leahblack.com and put in podcast, you're entitled to a lot of discounts on the CBD products. So just remember, it's very simple. You wash your face every morning, then you put the serum on, the eye cream, and the moisturizer. The same every night. Use the exfoliant every 2 or 3 days, and use the mask once a week, and you're done. If you are one of those low maintenance ones, then just wash and moisturize, but at least use the exfoliant once in a while. And once you use the mask, I'm not going to have to tell you to use it again, because when you use it on half your face and look at the difference between one half and the other, and the lines are less, and the bags are less, and the puffs are less, and the skin is tightened and higher, the brow's higher than the other brow, you'll keep using that one. So I don't have to worry about that. Just try it one time. Okay, and other news.
And we want to tell people about the bundle. Do you want to mention the bundle?
Yeah, you can mention it.
We do have a bundle where you can try all 6 products, plus get a signed, autographed book of Leah's novel, Red Carpets and White Lies. You can get that for $270 on leahblack.com. That's an over $500 retail value. So take advantage of it. We have a limited supply of those, and they make great gifts for the holidays.
And you get to try everything.
Everything.
So I don't know if I told you this this last week about this woman had that 8-foot python that
strangled
her? I didn't know if I marked it off. I mean, who owns a python like that? Oh my God.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they turned it into a handbag.
Yeah. Oh no, Jackie Siegel would. Jackie Siegel would. She goes out and she has them hunt for alligators
to make her bags.
Yeah, she's hilarious. The Queen of Versailles. I think I covered most of this last week, so I'll pass on that because we're running out of time. Now, I want to point this out to you. They just find out that the Congress voted not to send weapons to Yemen, right? So now they find hidden photographs where Trump went around Congress and sold weapons to Yemen. Now, Yemen is the country that is slaughtering people and having ethnic cleansing. Mm-hmm. The Kurds are still being slaughtered and kids are still dying in the cages. So let's just remember that. And since the Trump era began, 34 Republican governors and 16 Democratic governors were in place when he went into office. Now there are 26 governors, Republican, and 24 Democrats. So it's been about a third of the Republicans have flipped to Democrats. And now I forgot the number, a huge amount of Republicans are retiring this year because they feel like they can't win if they don't support Trump, and they just can't support Trump. Right. So there. Now,
you got a beauty question whenever.
Okay.
Somebody, Tracy Limpy, wanted to know about what product that she should use for white head blemishes around like her chin and her mouth area. She was wondering, wouldn't the mask would help?
What? Say they're white.
She says she's got white head blemishes around her chin and her mouth.
The mask will pull out a lot of the impurities, and then the exfoliant, if you use it regularly, will keep you from getting more impurities. And then, of course, you want to put some healing things on it, which would be your serum and your moisturizer, the CBD. So that should work for that. Why I resist, Christopher tweets. Tax scam bill, net neutrality, trade wars, pre-existing conditions, Supreme Court, Russia, March for Our Lives, no tolerance with ICE policy, environment, the Paris Agreement, the Arctic offshore drilling, Dodd-Frank, medical marijuana, stand with PP, the Iran deal. Now they're enriching uranium, and now they're building more, bombs over there. What do you call them, nuclear bombs?
Yep.
The military parade that Trump wants to have for himself. The ban on transsexuals, the Me Too movement, and the tax breaks for the rich. This is why he resists, and I agree with every single one of those. Now, I loved this article by the hobblehoy.com. This is Nate White. He's an articulate and witty writer from England, wrote the following. Trump lacks certain qualities which the British traditionally esteem. For example, he loved this. He has no class, no charm, no coolness, no credibility, no compassion, no wit, no warmth, no wisdom, no subtlety, no sensitivity, no self-awareness, no humility, no honor, no grace. All qualities, funnily enough, with which his predecessor, Mr. Obama, was generously blessed. So for us Brits, the stark contrast does rather throw Trump's limitations into embarrassing sharp relief. Plus, we all like a laugh, and while he may be laughable, he's never once said anything wry, witty, or even faintly amusing. Not once ever. I don't say that rhetorically. I mean it quite literally. Not once ever. And the fact is that some Americans might see this as refreshingly upfront. Well, we don't. We see it as having no inner world, no soul. And in Britain, we traditionally side with David, not Goliath. And all our heroes are plucky underdogs. Robin Hood, Dick Whittington, Oliver Twist. Trump is neither plucky or an underdog. He's the exact opposite of that. He's not even a spoiled rich boy or a greedy fat cat. He's more of a fat white slug, a Jabba the Hutt of privilege.
So keep calm and piss off.
I love it. All right, we're going to wrap up in a second here. Let's see. We covered that last week. The woman that shot Trump the bird got elected. I did that one. Oh, and then today, don't miss the hearings. No matter what, when we get off the phone, I want you guys to tune in to C-SPAN's covering it from the beginning to end, and I think all the major networks. And this is going to be very hard for Trump because he's used to spinning it over on Fox News. And I don't know how he's going to do it if they cover it back to back. So they'll probably edit it somehow. Or, and then when Trump says, when he always says, well, don't believe the text, don't believe the lying press. I mean, what's he going to say now when these people are sitting there testifying directly to the camera? He's going to go, oh, they had a ventriloquist. It's going to be something. And so that's that. Elijah Cummings' wife is going to be running for his seat. I found out she's a doctor and the former chair of the Democratic Party, so she's very qualified. And the December debate now is Sanders, Warren, Buttigieg, Harris, and Biden. Oh my God, listen to this. The kids all went to the White House for Halloween party. You know what the White House had for them for arts and crafts?
What?
A bunch of like these bricks that you stick on a wall, tape on a wall, and they told them to build a wall. That is what the White House had them do as an arts project.
And they're probably selling the bricks now on Trump's website.
Probably. And then there's Get Over It Mulvaney, who's too much of a wuss to testify.
Oh, my goodness.
Apparently, Trump has tweeted almost 6,000 times attacking someone, over 2,000 times praising himself, 1,700 times promoting conspiracies, 233 times attacking our ally nations, and 132 times praising dictators. Oh my God, I just can't even believe people are still going for it. How do you support this? Apparently, the Daily Mail reported that the Trump's Doral has views of, the rooms have views of garbage dumps. There's mold on the air conditioning vents. The lobby and the Chase Lounge at the pool have mold on them. And that there's jet fuel fumes is lingering in the air. So
well, yeah, they fly right over it.
He wanted to use that Trump thing, the Doral for the G7 summit. Well, it was because he wanted the money, I'm sure, from the government to renovate it and spruce it up for all the guests that were coming in. I mean, he really is a grifter. I just can't believe it. NPR reports that Russia law has taken effect and would allow Russia government to cut off the country's internet for the rest of the world. Can you believe it? And Trump's over there just sucking up to Russia every day.
Yeah, he's wanting to go to that, what is it called, May Day
parade? To the parade. Let's go parade.
Did you see the video where Biden was like out in Iowa signing things and somebody asked him and he didn't know it and his reaction is priceless.
Are you kidding? Yeah, he's like, you're kidding, right?
He almost said, are you effing kidding? He was like...
Who is going to tell Trump what they're celebrating? I mean, he has no history background at all. So then there was posted on Instagram for the Phoenix Convention Center, there was a post that said, actors, help needed for the event tomorrow from 2 to 11 p.m. The duties include protest activity, holding signs that are pro-Trump signs, minorities are welcome, and we're looking to fill 500 spots. So they were willing to pay $15 an hour for actors to go over and hold pro-Trump signs and protest at this Phoenix Convention Center. And they were also suggesting minorities are like, we really need minorities, basically. Can you believe it? It was on Facebook, or it was Mex One Candy, if you want to look it up. It's either Facebook or Instagram. So Trump's campaign owes over $1 million in outstanding bills. It owes Spokane $65,000, Minneapolis $500,000, Green Bay almost $90,000, Vermont $8,000, Arizona $64,000, another venue in Arizona $82,000, Albuquerque $200,000, El Paso almost $600,000, Ohio $16,000, and another $47,000 in another place in Ohio. So basically, he's a grifter. He's running around holding all these events, and his campaign won't pay the expenses. And that's why that one mayor that stood up to him and said, "You've got to pay," and he didn't pay anyway. And but then
that's what he does.
That's what he does. He doesn't pay contractors. He doesn't pay anybody. It's just unbelievable.
Dale Terry,
but he does pay strippers. What? What?
Dale Terry would like to know about your necklace, and is it for sale?
This one?
Yes. And somebody else said something about it earlier, and I missed the comment.
It's just a gold chain, but it is a solid gold chain. It's not really for sale. I mean, I could weigh it and tell you how much it's worth. If somebody really wanted it, they could buy it. I could care less. It's been in my drawer forever, and I just pulled it out.
She got it from Rick Ross.
Yeah. Oh my God. All right. So listen, I want you guys to go to C-SPAN or CNN or MSNBC and turn on the news and catch the redacted, unedited version of these testimonies today. What?
Cheryl Dearborn says, I believe Roy to be one of 4 of the best lawyers of all time. I miss her persona on reality TV. They're having their own conversation on here between each other, but Cheryl did say that about Roy, so I wanted to let you...
Well, Roy really is a lawyer's lawyer. I mean, no one's more prepared, smarter, and knows more and figures out the strategy better than Roy. There's no doubt. And people, he's like a secret lawyer. Like if you've tried cases with him and you've worked with him, you know he's that much of a genius. But his reputation is nowhere near really how great he is. I mean, he really is a good lawyer. And
I told you what people say. They say they want the dead brain cells that fall off Roy Rack is what they want to inherit because he's that smart. He's a really smart guy.
Let me tell you though, he is an information junkie. Yeah. He just loves to absorb information, and he likes to really be the smartest person around. Not to show off, but because he likes to know what he's talking about. Yeah. And to get an opinion out of him, if he doesn't know what he's talking about, he won't give it to you. Period. So there you go. All right, so thanks for listening. Facebook Live Lunch with Leah next Wednesday at noon. And share this with everybody. Please, but in the meantime, go listen to the C-SPAN and all the commentary and all the testimony today in the hearings. Bye.